Everybody, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Podcast review called Simply Smackdown. It's where we talk about Smackdown action from the week with your host, Shane Wildcat Parsons. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. You've heard this a few million times. It's cliche by now, but holy crap, was it true about this show? If you survived the first half, you were rewarded with a really good second half of the show. So let's just dive right in. It started with Jeff Hardy in the ring giving a promo about the whole DUI getting arrested stuff last week and how it wasn't his fault, and there were apparently eyewitnesses and all signs point to Sheamus. Of course, Sheamus comes out and talks and they fight, and Sheamus wins their little fight around the side of the ring, and it's keeping this feud going. And I don't know, two really good performers, two future Hall of Famers. Why not? It's the storyline's kind of crazy and silly and stupid, but let's see what they actually do in the ring whenever it comes to that point. I really don't like how everybody's like trying to injure Elias. He gets Lion King'd off a balcony before WrestleMania, and then here he is getting hit by a car last week. I mean, what did he do? Poor guy. He's such a good performer too. It's it's just wow. Let's do something with Elias, please. Then we have Otis. He steals Baron Corbin's crown, and Baron he's acting unglued. He's tearing stuff up, and we got a match between the two, and it's two big guys. They're solid workers. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but we got a DQ finish. It's like WWE has a dartboard when they're booking, and they'll throw the dart at the wall and go, "Oh, that landed on there. DQ finish." Or, apparently they're really good at throwing roll-ups. That's a thing. But Otis wins after he no-sells a chair shot. Look, if you want Otis to be booked strong, find somebody you can let him beat clean. We don't need to have DQs every week. And we don't need roll-ups every week unless they make storyline sense, which we'll get to later. Then here's a segment, either you loved it or you hated it. There's really no middle ground for it. Miz and Morrison are in a van, and they're surveilling Braun Strowman. And there's like goofy, silly, like frustrating things that keep happening to Braun. Like there's a drink that's, explodes on him, and he's all angry and frustrated, and then he's being interviewed, and the lady that's interviewing him gets Nickelodeon slimed. I swear to all it's holy, that's what happened. And he like deadpans, "Oh, that was supposed to be me, but they got you instead. Ha, sorry." Like, there's bad acting, and then there's Braun Strowman. It was bad. I mean, then they're like, apparently, we're not doing enough. So they get a crowbar and a baseball bat, and they go and they beat up his car. Street Fighter 2 style, just waylaying the car, windshield, everything. Somehow Braun finds out. He gets told that they're in the van watching him. He tries to get in, he can't, so he flips it over. So we're going back to, the big monster Braun Strowman. And, it was silly, but sure. Either you liked it or you didn't, though. I mean, there's really no in between. So watch it, make your own opinion. I giggled a little bit here and there. And we get Lacey Evans and Sonya Deville. It actually was a good match. It had good chemistry. It was a bit overbooked. There was a ref bump. There's some other stuff going on. But it ends after Mandy Rose is on the big screen, and Sonya Deville gets distracted and she eats a women's right and Lacey Evans wins. These two are good enough to have a program of their own. Like, I want to see them without the distractions, just have an opportunity for these two women that work well together in the ring to work well in the ring. And I couldn't like it because, you know, they threw the dart for distraction finish. So far this show, we've had 2 matches, right? There's been a DQ finish. There's been a distraction finish. And it leads to Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles doing a promo talking about the Intercontinental Championship and how their motivations for winning are so vastly different, but it fits the character that they're playing at this time. Daniel Bryan wants to win it so he can elevate the belt, so he can make it matter again, so he can, like Cena was doing with the US Championship Open Challenge. AJ wants it because he's the best, and he deserves it because he's the best. I mean, these are fair motivations, and they make sense given the character. It was very simple. You know, we didn't need to hit somebody with a car to tell a story, and it really worked. I mean, granted, these are 2 of the best performers in the business too, so that does kind of help. But it leads to AJ Styles and Drew Gulak, and I mean, imagine this, WWE. You have 2 great wrestlers in the ring doing their thing. I love this match. The chemistry between these two is great. I mean, this really takes me back to those early days of SmackDown where it was known as the work rate show. Like, Raw had the stars, but SmackDown was the work rate show, you know. And Edge and Benoit and, you know, Eddie, those guys that just every time come out and put out great performance after performance. And it seems like they're building it to be that kind of a show again. And if it's going to be built around Gulak and Styles and Bryan and, you know, they have Nakamura, Cesaro, other people that could do this. I mean, Shorty G makes an appearance, and he's another high work rate guy. They have Miz, they have Morrison. I mean, this is a whole show that can be built around. Just pick A and B out of a hat and you're going to get a good match, which is really like the legacy of SmackDown throughout the years. AJ gets him and he's setting up for the Styles Clash, and Drew Gulak wins with the surprise roll-up. This is how you do it. If you're going to have a roll-up, make it make sense in the story, because Drew's the underdog. AJ's multiple-time world champion. You just expect AJ to win leading to the Daniel Bryan match, and it gives you opportunities for, if Daniel Bryan wins, then Drew Gulak, if Daniel Bryan wins the IC title against AJ Styles next week, then Drew Gulak can come out and say, well, I beat him too, so I get a title shot. Well, if AJ beats Daniel Bryan, then Drew can be like, well, I beat you, where's my title shot? Either way, you already have a storyline and a legitimate reason for him to be after the championship set up. And either way, they're going to be good matches. We've already seen one of them. Actually, we've seen Bryan and Gulak earlier in previous weeks. So, I mean, seriously, this was smart booking. There. Fine, SmackDown, you actually made me say that. For once and ever, you made me say that was smart booking. Then we get Shorty G in the back getting bullied a little bit, which leads to New Day and Shorty G versus Nakamura, Cesaro, and Mojo. This was also really, really good. There were a lot of big spots. Kofi sold a knee injury. Just everything that you expect between 5 of these guys. Mojo kind of looked out of place at times because he's not as refined a performer. Like, you know, Kofi, Big E, we know about them. Shorty is one of the best in-ring performers that doesn't really get an opportunity. Nakamura and Cesaro, could be world champions, and we wouldn't bat an eye at it because they're that good. They haven't been booked to be that good, but oh well. I'm kind of annoyed that they're like SmackDown's like designated goons for whichever heel needs friends. It was Baron Corbin before, now it's Mojo. Who are they going to be working with next week? Could we actually just give them a tag team run of their own? That'd be nice. But you know, Mojo took the pin. He missed Biggie getting tagged in. Took the big ending. I mean, I'm going to say it, more booking that makes sense. What show is this? I mean, seriously, what have I been watching? But it's like I said, the first half of the show, if you could survive it, we get to the end. This is the first, and I'll say this, the first match on the show with a clean ending. So it leads us to the main event. We get a women's tag team title match between Sasha and Bayley and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And honestly, this was surprisingly the best part of the show. There are so many storylines going on between just in this match itself. Alexa and Nikki won the belts at WrestleMania. They haven't really defended them too much. You know, we're wanting to try to see them build momentum as a tag team. Can they do it? Or can Sasha and Bayley work well together? Can they get over the rift that's starting between the two of them? I mean, it was just the match itself was really well done between the four. They're all four great workers. And Sasha rolls up Nikki Cross, and we now have new women's tag team champions. And I was a little surprised. Not really surprised. I'm more interested to see where they're going to go with this. It gives us a whole lot of. So, what happens if we get Bayley versus Sasha Banks, and Sasha takes the women's title off of Bayley, but they're still tag champs? Or do they lose the tag belts and that's what breaks them apart as friends? I mean, there's so many directions, so many stories that can be told from this now. And really, this past few months has probably been Bayley's best few months on the entire roster. They're in really good shape as far as the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champions. You know, Asuka's been probably the most consistent, best performer in all of WWE. And Bayley has been really, really, really good the past few months as well. So, I mean, like I said earlier, if you could survive the first hour, I mean, Miz and Morrison might have made it up for you, but you ended up with a really good SmackDown with 3 good matches in a row. I wish they would go book of less DQ, less distraction, less roll up. I mean, there were 5 matches on the show. 1 of them had a clean finish. AJ Styles and Drew Gulak, I'm forgiving that one because it fit the story, it worked in the narrative. But you can't keep relying on this all the time, okay? I don't know. You guys, let me know if you agree or not. Just throw some comments down there and tell me that I'm completely wrong or stupid or whatever. I mean, I could take it. Please like and subscribe. Y'all, God bless.